I'm a little late about getting my daily out. Just kind of busy doing a few little things this morning. I dug out my Deviant Moon. You know, most of the time I'll get up. I like to stick with one deck, but then there's times other decks will kind of pull to me, and I do like this deck very much. And this was I used it for quite a bit over the last year. So this is the one I used. Um, what I got for the day with this one is the Ten of Wands, and this is about somebody carrying the load themselves, kind of like I'll do it myself type deal, and um, really honestly kind of needing some help. The central card though I have is a Fool, and the Fool reversed. I haven't seen the Fool card come up for me personally in quite a while, and you know with that Fool card coming up reversed as a central card, this is something new. I knew as I was shuffling, I was feeling a kind of an energy shift. For a while, most of the time, certain cards will come up over a certain period, usually over a few weeks, and then they'll shift and different things will start to come up. So obviously, that's what's happening here. Now, the final card I have for the day, the Emperor, and it is reversed. Now, there's, of course, can always be a couple of meanings with this one reversed, but sitting beside the Fool card, I'm going to think more than anything when I get this comes up, it can be a tyrant and so forth when it comes up reverse. Um, there's somebody pushing their weight around, being too using their power. But with it sitting beside this Fool card, now I could be wrong, and but I really feel this is a more of lack of responsibility, refusal to grow up when this is coming up reverse, sitting beside this Fool card here. And anyway, I was just thoughts that were coming to me as I was sitting there thinking. I'm just looking at the cards, kind of trying to see what's popping out to me. Um, the number, I have a 10 and a 4. 14, 1 plus 4 is a 5. So very busy day, and of course here in the United States, this is the day before Thanksgiving. So, and Michelle's the one that has, she is doing a lot of the cooking and stuff like that. I'm not really making much right now, so it's kind of she's basically carrying the load. So I'm going to say that's what the deal is. But anyway, the 5, of course, it's all about um, being extremely busy. There may be some short trips, and also because it is a Mercury energy, this may be dealing with some siblings or family. Yeah, usually I get siblings with this when this comes up with number 5, and it kind of feels that way. But anyway, it's all about a lot of moving around, a lot of kind of chaotic energy, having a whole lot of things going on, which would make perfect sense with the cooking that's going on right now. Um, but usually at the end of a 5, by the time the day is said and done and over with, you come up with something, a very good result. You have something to show for it, for all the difficulty and hard work and so forth. But it's a whole lot about fives seem to be about upsetting the balance, and everybody that does tarot understands that the fives seem to be difficult, and that's just because fives are about change. They're about disrupting the balance that comes in the fours, and to move forward, to make a shift towards that new cycle. So adjustments are going to have to be made. Adversity has to come about. A lot of times there's some kind of conflicts that'll come about with this when the fives do come up. But normally, during the 5, it's going to be just a time of significant changes, which a lot of restlessness is going on, which is kind of going on with me too. I'm also today I feel like, oh well, I need to go work out, I need to do something, and I went and took some energy stuff. So yeah, but there's a lot of variety, a lot of change, fluctuations, and impulsive activities, which is something that the central card here definitely needs to be looked at, because fives do deal with uh, impulse. Just something getting up and going, unusual happenings and so forth. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and go to the cards here. Number 10, Ten of Wands is basically it's about somebody carrying the load, and as I've already mentioned, I would say this is Michelle today. She's doing the cooking and everything, so that's going to be more than likely what that's about. Um, there's also, the burdens of success when this card comes up here, and she is successful obviously at her cooking. Um, and again, the five to get the end result, what's going to come out at the end of the day that I was talking about. Basically, she's carrying the workload here, maybe some stress, but it's definitely about determination also. Hey, I want to get this done, I'm going to make this happen. So, basically, struggling to kind of take on the load and meet a lot of different commitments and responsibilities that need to be taken care of, because the same with the baby. Um, I'll do what I can with him, but there's only so much that I can actually do. So that's going to be that right there. Now the reversed again, baby just popped in my mind, so there could be an issue right there because the Fool card is definitely. I've seen this come up many times with readings being connected to a child. So there may be some difficulties with a child because of the Fool card coming up here. But um, overall, this is about foolishness. It's about fear of things that you don't understand, uh, and so forth. And a lot of it, like I said, can be not just us necessarily, but others around. Around there's a lot of immaturity or not understanding because of the lack of knowledge, such as of a child. So there's a lot of fear that goes on there. It does warn against taking any kind of reckless risks. You need to take things, be very, very careful about anything you might want to jump into because it can definitely come out disastrous, especially with this being the central card for the day. Um, it's again, fear of the unknown keeps coming up, and a lot of this there's a little building back here in the back, and I think that has to do, I don't know, maybe church, maybe a church. And maybe it has something to do with a post I made. Those of you who are on my regular page, a post that I made that people are afraid and so forth. And it does deal with a belief system. So that could be a whole lot of what's going on there too. But either way, again, be very careful about any type of impulsive decisions, which I've already done today. It wasn't, real great, but this is about don't take gambles because it'll work against you. So that tells me, if things don't work out, especially with me, and a lot of I'm big with investing money in this and that. It's saying don't mess with it. Very, very strong there. Now, Emperor card. Emperor card. I've got two major Arcana cards for the day, so there's a lot going on. This is reversed, and when this comes up reversed, this is telling me that more than anything, like I said, at times I'll get kind of a tyranny or and so forth. But today this seems to be a lack of progress. Okay, there's something that's holding up progress, and a whole lot of this has to do with basically almost I don't know if you've heard of the Peter Pan syndrome, but this is um, a lot of what this is. Um, I don't want to grow up, or refusal to grow up, and I just had something that popped into my mind, and being connected with somebody that I know. So boom, I think I just got it. Again, uh, this this is the same as over here. This stood up, came, jumped out at me at the card also, and so did this. So this is going to tell me, the foundations and the differences because of the different colors in here, and also kind of seeing things black and white. But this here, again, it could be a belief system situation, and but anyway, this is a whole lot about someone, progress kind of being hampered and held back. Maybe viewing matters, especially with the emperor, too much with your head instead of your heart, because this is basically opposing the opposing card of dealing with the Empress. the number 3 card, and this is the number 4, the male half, the male energy of it. So there's a very, very strong deal um, with that energy in there. Now, there's a childlike dependency that seems to come with this. When this card, the whole thing is irresponsibility. Become responsible. Don't make stupid moves. You know, that's what's coming up. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave that because my reading's getting too long. Everybody have a great day, and I will be back.